In today's video, we're going to be talking about strength and how that is going to be one of the most important stats in the entire game for your build in NBA 2K23. We're going to also cover shooting. We're going to cover everything, man. All the latest news and updates. There's a lot to get into, so let's just get right to it. Guys, I actually made a video in NBA 2K22 about strength and how strength completely changed the way that guards play. If you haven't seen that video, check it out after you finish watching this one. But this is something that really needs to be talked about because I don't think that it's being said enough. A lot of you niggas gonna be in trouble when NBA 2K23 comes out. And the reason why you're gonna be in trouble is because you're gonna be operating based off of a system from the past. Now, if people get hip to it before the game comes out, then people will put strength on their builds. But if you don't, we're gonna get highlight after highlight after highlight of these little 180-pound guards with minimum weight just getting wrecked all over the court. It's gonna be laughable. These stronger players are gonna be throwing you out of the way like a bowling pin. It's gonna be, there's not gonna be anything you can do about it because you'll have sacrificed strength for other things that you want to be able to put on your build, maybe speed or quickness or something like that. And as we know right now, NBA 2K23 is really starting to sound like NBA 2K18 remastered. I wasn't necessarily getting a blow by done to me all the time or having a snatchback done to me, but I never play defense by holding on to the left trigger the entire time. I try to shade the area where that person's trying to go, and then when they dribble back to me, I try to get the steal then. But outside of that, I didn't really have a whole lot of problems with getting blow-bys or getting blown by or getting snatched back. Now, the people that I played against, they definitely had problems because I'm going right around them because getting to the cup is my specialty. If you take a look here at some of these animations, look at these animations from 2K18. You see this little guard on me, this little stiff arm move? There is a good chance that we're gonna see stuff like that again in NBA 2K23. So be prepared. I'm telling you now, so you don't get out there and you make your build day one and you waste your money. Be prepared for the massive changes that are coming in NBA 2K23 when it comes to strength on the build, when it comes to driving angles. If you're out of position, if you're too close, there's gonna be a lot of swim moves, a lot of blow-bys, different things like that. You gotta learn how to play defense in a manner that allows you to be able to be in position to keep them from getting to something that's comfortable. If you're not doing that and you're just going for the steal or you're just trying to, you're gonna get embarrassed. So I'm just letting you know now. Another hot topic in the NBA 2K community, people are talking about low-rated three-pointers. They're talking about 60 three-pointers and whether or not you should be able to make those go in consistently if you're wide open on the court. Now, the answer is more complex than yes or no. I think if we're gonna say that we do want people to be able to make 60 three-pointers consistently, one, we gotta have some parameters set in place so that is something that doesn't become OP and that it is something that does not make it to where you're looking at builds with higher ratings like a 93 pointer and you're going, why would I use a build with a 93 pointer when I can just hit consistently with a 60? Number one, if we're gonna have 63-point rating builds in the game, which I think that 63-point ratings should be able to hit, but it's only under these circumstances. Number one, the timing window to be able to green has to be the smallest in the game. It has to be so small that it almost incentivizes people to not use it. That's number one. Number two, no whites can go in with a build that has a three-pointer below 70. No whites at all, okay? Number three, when playing against these builds, the only way that they can green is if they're wide open. And this creates a massive skill gap because now this player build, let's say if it's like a slash and playmaker or a two-way slash and playmaker or even a lockdown defender or something like that, if they cannot get themselves wide open before they get into that three-point shot animation, it needs to be brick city, okay? And then the fourth thing that I think is super important is whether or not there is a contest. So we already know if it's wide open, if they have the perfect timing with no whites, they should be able to hit it. That's at least my opinion on it. But the last thing is, if the contest percentage, if the late closeout is at least 5 to 10%, anything over 5 or maybe even 10%, it should be an automatic miss. And then what'll end up happening is people that make those kind of builds, the number of people that make those kind of builds will actually go down. And the skill gap, the pool of people that can actually hit that shot consistently time and time and time again and make it every single time, that number shrinks drastically. So what you end up having is a game where if you have a 60, between a 60 and a 70, or a 60 and a 65 3-pointer, right? If you have between something like that, that person is a threat on the floor, but you also know that that person with that low 3-point shot, if they're hitting consistently, they are one of the best shooters in the game. A lot of people think that when you make a play shot or whatever, and you have a high win percentage, that you're one of the best shooters in the game. And it's just not true. Having a higher 3-point rating and hitting consistently is not the same as having a really small 3-point rating with a really small timing window and hitting that shot over and over and over again. The person that is consistently shooting with a 60 3-point rating that's hitting back to back to back to back, that is the more skilled shooter, because the precision and the timing and the recognizing that they're open, they can't make any errors when they're shooting the shot. So that, to me, is my opinion. I had a slash and playmaker orange and blue pie chart in NBA 2K20. I actually liked NBA 2K20 a lot because there was so much build diversity. I know a lot of people complain about lockdowns in that game, shooting threes, but like I said again in the old videos, the problem was not that lockdowns could shoot threes. The problem is that the lockdown was wide open in the corner with Hall of Fame badges. And he had already had his glitchy jump shot, and he was receiving a Hall of Fame dimer pass from a two-way slashing playmaker. That was the problem. I can guarantee you, if you go back and you look at a majority of the videos with perimeter lockdowns under a certain height, or actually above a certain height, if you look at perimeter lockdowns above a certain height in NBA 2K23, I can guarantee you a majority of those guys were not hitting threes, getting themselves wide open and hitting threes consistently unless they were getting set up. That's the skill gap. But if you don't fix the dribbling in the game, if you don't fix the fact that a two-way slash and playmaker can run in place into your body even though you're predicting where he's going, and he can hop step to the paint, get past you, and then kick out to the three with Hall of Fame dimer and Hall of Fame floor general, if you don't fix that aspect, then of course you're going to look at perimeter lockdowns and be like, the shooting is OP. People complain so much in NBA 2K20 that when we got NBA 2K21, we literally got one of the hardest shooting 2Ks of all time, one of the most skill gap shooting 2Ks of all time, and everybody went out, or not everybody, majority of people went out and bought Zens and cheated in a game that means nothing. In 12 months, the wins that you amass, especially if you're not a content creator, the wins that you amass in a 12-month span on NBA 2K mean absolutely nothing. So why in the hell would you buy a Zen? What is going on? Y'all, this is what y'all said. It's too hard to shoot. Oh, perimeter lockdowns can shoot too easy. Then they made it hard for everybody to shoot, and now y'all go out and go cheat. It makes no sense. You got to pick a side. You either want a skilled game and you want to learn the game and you want to have different things like this and not cheat, or you want a game kind of like 2K20 or 2K22 where the shooting is a lot easier. I actually think the shooting was a little bit harder in 2K20, but where the shooting is easier and you got a lot of build diversity and you can have a lot of fun, and you just can't keep leaving people that can actually knock down shots. You can't just keep leaving them open, because that's really the biggest problem with people saying, oh, I don't want 63-point shooters to be able to hit consistently. It's not so much that they have a problem with that. They have a problem with the fact that, okay, I see perimeter lockdown in his name. He's standing in the corner. He's getting a Hall of Fame dimer pass or a dimer pass with floor general, and he's knocking this shot down consistently. That's the problem they have. Now, we all know if you get over there and you don't let him catch a clean pass and fire off shots, we all know he's not spraying you. We know that. But you don't want to do that. You want to double the ball. And then when you double the ball and they kick the ball over there and he's knocking down 5 or 6 threes in a row in the game, you want to blame 2K. And it's not 2K. Sometimes it's not 2K. Sometimes it is, but in that instance, it's not 2K. It's us or the community. I don't play like that. I always play defense, or at least I try to make sure. I don't just leave people open. Especially if I leave you open because I think you can't shoot and you show me one time that you green that shot, I'm getting over there. You will not get another wide open shot the rest of the game. you're gonna have to cook me in order to get this shot. You're not just gonna be just standing there catching the ball and taking a deep breath like you shooting a free throw. I'm not letting that happen.